Hi, I'm Melody Bissell, President and CEO of Plan to Protect. It has been gratifying to see our organization expand and grow since the first edition of the Plan to Protect manual, which was written in 1996. Today, Plan to Protect has helped to create safe environments for thousands of vulnerable sector individuals from over 10,000 organizations with the help of over 2,000 trainers. Our membership database is constantly growing, both in Canada, United States, and across the globe. It doesn't matter how large or small your organization is. If you deal with the vulnerable sector, it's absolutely imperative to have a solid plan in place to protect the people around you, including having certified and qualified administrators and trainers in place. Listen to what our trainees think about the need and value of Plan to Protect in providing a safe environment for the vulnerable sector.
As a pastor, I'm keenly aware of the criticism that our culture would want to ascribe to the church, and to be able to say, to refute those claims, to say, no, we do place a high priority on the well-being of children, the vulnerable, is very, very critical for us to be able to have these processes in place, these protections in place, so that we can say, no, we are proactive, and we are proactive because we do care.
I mean, it's really, really difficult for any individual or any organization to be fully updated on everything that's going on with respect to provincial or state legislation. And so to know that folks like Plan to Protect are out there constantly monitoring these things, keeping you fully updated on what's happening is really reassuring. And it's a bit of a security blanket that I think any organization can put on to say, hey, look, we're part of Plan to Protect. We have, we know that if there's any developments, if we need to change our policies, Plan to Protect is going to be there, and they're going to let us know what's happening with the state of the law.
Our passion is really that our church would just be a safe place within our community, so that children and youth are comfortable there, families are comfortable there, and so we do everything that we can to protect our children and youth from anything that could cause them harm.
In my experience, I've been working as a missionary in the Philippines. I moved to Ottawa. I've been working with the children, Sunday school, and then I went to Gatineau, Quebec as a CE director as well, and moved here in 2012 in Toronto, and that's where I'm affiliated and serving the Lord here in St. Clair Evangelical Church. Having this first part of the training, it actually changed my views, because now I understand even small church, and not only for youth and children ministry, there's even more. So that's where I learned today. That was like, what? Adult, we have this vulnerable adult that needs to be taken care of, and there's so much more. So there's like other ministries like worship that's involved children, minor, right? And other ministries that we thought is not really necessary. That actually caught my attention for the first part of the training.
Yeah, it's scary. It really is. It's scary when you think about the potential legal implications, what could happen if there is an instance of abuse. And what I hear a lot of is, well, we've never had a problem, everything's good. And that's fantastic, but I think with this program, it's all about, I'm sure that there are some organizations that come to Plan to Protect after there has been an incident. And my thought is, look, let's be proactive, let's get out there in front and ensure that you're doing everything you can to protect kids and to make sure that you don't have any problems that could drag you into into lengthy litigation and all sorts of other potential ramifications.
My passion and commitment to being involved in this program starts with the fact that when I was a child, I was a victim, and as I grew up, I got to a place where I wanted to be part of a solution. I had a choice to become either bitter or better. And so I want to impact people in a way that I can advocate safety for children and youth.
Our youth are highly involved in our children's ministry program, and so it's a great opportunity to teach the youth how to keep themselves safe and how to keep kids safe, and as well the adults how to protect themselves and to protect children and youth around them. So making sure that they have proper training as to why we have procedures and policies and why we're so passionate about making sure that our church is a safe place for our community.
We'll definitely be using a lot of the children's and youth ministry things that they discussed about it. You know, we already, like I said, use a lot of this. We've mostly just been sending people to do the online schooling. But yeah, they wanted me to be able to do it in person. I can see us even using, you know, disabled adults as well, because we're getting to that point where we are getting older people in the church, and we need to start putting that more into play.
Well, I was certified first in 2013, and they recommend every 3 years. As the administrator for the daycare center, I don't do the day-to-day operation, but I do the policy administration, look after insurance, legal matters, and things like that as much as I can. I believe it's very important that we not only have mechanisms in place to report abuse, but to prevent abuse. So I want to be current on the most up-to-date laws, most up-to-date methods of presenting this, because I present this a couple of times a year to our staff at the daycare center. We require all staff to be certified. And so I want to make sure that I'm giving them what is required, and so that I could rest assured knowing that they know what they need to know. Frankly, I'd wonder how they could sleep at night, because there's so many vulnerabilities out there and so many ways that an organization's board or staff can be liable for things going wrong. And there's the moral issue of just children and vulnerable adults who can be, you know, abused, and it's unconscionable that we would not try to prevent that.
I would recommend the Plan Protect program. It just because it guidelines. It actually directs you and gives you more information how to be safe, your children, your youth, and other parts of ministry, so that you have a protection, you have a safe environment.
I think what I like about the program is it's very practical in its how-tos, in its introduction of understanding what abuse is, the forms of abuse, and how to be aware of them, and to come alongside and to support people. And certainly it's preventative in that if we can take a step to prevent abuse from happening to begin with, that this would give us the tools to do so.
As you can see, our trainees are thoroughly engaged and are committed to the protection of the vulnerable. At Plan to Protect, our mandate is to provide the highest standard of training and follow-up for organizations who are, for the most part, unprepared for the care of children, seniors, and other vulnerable sectors of our society. What about your organization and your workers? Are they prepared and equipped to implement an effective protection plan? We would be happy to consult with you and assess and make recommendations that will put you on the road to the highest quality of protection preparedness through Plan to Protect. Call us today at 1-877-455-355 or go to our website at plantoprotect.com.